Hello everyone, my name is Arden and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at LEGO Speed Champions set number 76934. This is the Ferrari F40. It has 318 pieces meant for ages 9 and up and is one of two August 1st Speed Champions sets. There's been a lot of Speed Champions sets this year, 3 whole waves of Speed Champions, or I guess a couple small waves in there. The June one and then this one weren't exactly the biggest things, but I think it's been a very solid year for Speed Champions, and I think this one just caps it off wonderfully with one of my favorite Speed Champion sets they've ever made. I think this is very well shaped, very well done, and when the original rumor of this set came out, it was one I was really excited for. So the box art will just show the F40 on a street going by. It looks alright, it's a nice box art. And then onto, of course, the build itself, the big part of this set in any Speed Champions set. I think they did a great job here with this set. Things that I was really impressed with were just the shaping and the use of newer wedge pieces. A newer piece they introduced this year with a few themes was this wedge piece right here. They've pretty much used it on every set, I feel like, for Speed Champions this year, and this one uses quite a few of them, but it's able to capture a lot of shapes, and it's used throughout a bunch of different themes now, but they use it here in a couple different colors, and I really like the shapes that come together with it. Other things that I was quite impressed by, this one does have a lot of stickers, as you would expect most Speed Champions sets do. I was sort of surprised by the amount with this one. I definitely thought it was going to be a bit less, and even though it is still a lot less than the other August 1st Speed Champions set with the NASCAR set, which had a ton of stickers, this one still has quite a few, a lot more than I thought it was going to have. It still does have a reasonable amount of prints as well. But one thing I was impressed by with the stickers is that the red on the stickers do match the red of the pieces pretty well. Another part was the windshield itself is a printed piece, and the red used on that windshield is printed pretty well. I think there's been lots of cases across a lot of LEGO themes, not just Speed Champions, but for sure with Speed Champions, where you've seen printed parts like windshields that the color just won't match the rest of the car, and it really stands out with such a focal point of the car being the windshield. But in this case, it looks really good because it matches pretty well. So starting with the front of the car, I feel like this is definitely going to be the biggest issue that people are going to have with this set, and it was definitely the thing that I first noticed, is just that they've got the lights there represented. I think the shaping of the front is pretty much as good as you can get at this scale, but of course you'd have glass over the lights and actually like lights, whereas it's just open here. So I think they got the shaping there very well, but it's so hard to sort of capture. I think you can maybe capture it with something at a larger scale and an icon-sized car of this, but with the current pieces that exist, I don't know how you could possibly do it, so I think they did it as well as they possibly could. I like the use of this wedge piece to give it some shape and some depth in there, and I still think they got some depth in there using the black pieces as well. It doesn't stand out all that much, but I think that is definitely one part of it that's not overly accurate to the car itself, because it's just not, but it was probably impossible to really capture, and I think they did as well as they probably could. At the front, you're going to have a few prints along with some stickers, and then moving around the side, these are the multiple pieces used to make the wheels. You're going to have the wheel itself, the tire, and then the rim, which I feel like is a new one, but I'm not entirely sure. I really like the look of the side of the car here. It's going to use a bunch of normal Speed Champions pieces in red with a few stickers like the Ferrari logo right there. The base of the car is just going to be that normal 8 wide Speed Champions base. You can sort of see how it's built together. There's a lot of fun building techniques going into creating not just the front of the car, but also the back. One little detail that I do quite like here is that you've got the colors of the Italian flag for the clip right at the bottom. That goes into the back of the car. The door area is angled on the Speed Champion set, which is pretty cool, how that's built up, as well as the mirrors there as well. A few more stickers along the side of it, and then moving to the back, you're going to have all those trans clear pieces, more of those wedges, which are a cool color in there, and then into the rear spoiler there, the F40 logo, as well as these clip pieces that finish off the side. I think the back of the car looks well, or it looks good as well. And then, of course, at the lights, they do have prints on each of the lights in the center. They are a little bit off-center, but I still do think they look quite nice, and I think they captured the back of the F40 pretty well. They're gonna have the same stickers on either side of the car, and then into the interior, while knocking off one of the spoon pieces used for the mirror. The interior isn't all that special, but it definitely doesn't really have to be. The seats there in red, and enough space to clip 2 minifigures in there. And yeah, the interior is fine, and then of course the windshield can just attach onto the front of those studs there. So that is the F40. I think this is probably my second favorite Speed Champion set of the year. My favorite is probably the McLaren Formula One car. I thought that was just really very well done, as well as the Aston Martin. I thought they did that very well. There were a lot of sort of unique and different cars that they picked this year, a lot of race cars that I wasn't all that keen on, but this one is definitely one of my favorites of non-race cars this year in Speed Champions. The minifigures definitely aren't a focal point for me for Speed Champions, except for maybe the Formula One cars, as they'll have the cool race suits. But this one I thought was interesting and very interesting to show. I really love the dark olive green Ferrari sweater for the minifigure. I think that's one of the coolest parts of these more street cars that you'll get in Speed Champions, is that you get really cool torso pieces where they'll just be a t-shirt or a sweater or something like that with the Ferrari logo or the McLaren logo, the Lamborghini logo, whoever it may be. And I think that's really cool. So I thought the Ferrari F40 Speed Champions set was very good. I think it's, of course, an upgrade on the 6-wide version. A lot of these cars are always going to be upgrades on those 6-wide versions. And Speed Champions still continues to hit it out of the park with these sets at $30. I still think these are a reasonable price. If we see a price jump in 2025 to that $35 price, I think it's best to wait for these on sale. But as where we are right now, I think these are great sets. If you're not rushing to go out and get it, but do want to get it, I'm sure they'll be on sale at some point relatively soon, and I would definitely recommend this one, as I think this, as well as the Countach from a couple years back, are some of the best Speed Champion sets they've made, and this is definitely one of my favorites in my entire Speed Champions collection now. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.